All right, everyone. We're back on the Game Time Sports Network, Game Time Decision Podcast. Today is February 18th. Sorry for the bye week we took. I was away, so we were unable to produce the podcast last week. Probably the biggest week for us to talk. You know, the Super Bowl, post-Super Bowl podcast. The Pats hauled it in. It was awesome. Joe, did you go to the parade?
So I was unaware that it would be as cold as it was and snowing as much as it was. So I took the day off of school. I left my house around like 9, got there around like 9:30, and they were running late, and it was like 11:15, and it was right when they were coming, and I'm just like, I can't do this. My mom was mad at me. She told me to come home, so I'm like, whatever.
He's a fake fan.
I'm not a fake fan. That nothing goes up my tailpipe more than that, because I watch the Patriots more than anyone, and I follow the Patriots more than anyone.
I went to school anyways, so
But
I know. I didn't even get to go to the parade.
But what is a parade? Like, really, congrats. All these pink hats get to come out and woo-hoo, yay Tommy, yay Gronk. Gronk didn't even play. Half the people there didn't even know Gronk wasn't in the Super Bowl. Yeah, just whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to go freeze my ass off.
I'm not going to respond to that. So, anyways, the game was, in my opinion, the best game I've ever watched.
In my opinion, the most overrated game I've ever watched.
I've never watched a better game of football.
I've never watched a more overrated game of football.
I mean, nobody in the world expected the Patriots to go down by 25 points. That
is true.
I don't think a single person could have predicted that. Speaking of predictions, I had quite a few bad ones. A lot of people out there had bad predictions, but at the end of the day, I'm very happy.
Honestly, and I've been saying this, I could not enjoy that game as much as I should have. Because the way I am when I watch the Patriots is, once I feel that they're going to lose, once they lose.
He turned it off.
Yeah. I get into this.
Fake fan.
Shut up. I get into this, like, shutdown, like emotional numbness. So once we were down, I think I shut it off. Well, I didn't shut it off. It was still on downstairs. I went upstairs and I just took, like, a long shower because, like, that's what I do when I'm upset. So what I did was, let me go. So I shut it off. And I still had the game cast on, so like I would check every like 5 minutes, like get out, like get my iPad, which is like right next there, and I'd be like,
so you turn it back on. You watched the end, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I got
no,
you.
I went back downstairs. I think after the strip sack, and then I watched. So I didn't miss like a lot of it. I missed like a few minutes, but it was just like upsetting, and I was already so like upset and expecting them to lose, and I had a knot in my stomach that like I felt like I was just in a dream, and I couldn't, and it just wasn't as sweet as it would have been. Like, to me, Super Bowl 49 against the Seahawks was the greatest football game ever played. And another thing is, and this might be ticky-tack, but I think a lot of people can agree with me on this, the fact that Joe Buck was doing the call, who I think is one of the worst in terms of like the big broadcasters. He's great on baseball. I love Joe Buck when it comes to announcing baseball. But for football, every single time, I don't know if you remember this, but Amendola with the catch. Nope, that's Edelman. Edelman with the catch. Nope, that's Amendola. All right, that's Dion Lewis who made the catch. No, that's James White. I could count like 5 or 6, 7 times when he said the wrong player making a play.
Maybe the Game Time Sports Network should cover the Super Bowl next year instead of those idiots.
Absolutely.
You know?
I agree 100%. So definitely. No, even the fact that Al Michaels was on the call with Chris Collinsworth, the best broadcast team in sports. And just the fact that I never felt out of it, and there was still a comeback.
I mean, I thought the coverage was good. I mean, the power never went out. That was nice.
That's not. Was that on Fox though, or was that on CBS? Let me think. It was.
I can't remember.
That was Super Bowl 47. That was Fox. Nope. That was CBS. That was with Jim Nantz and Phil Simms. So I can't fault Fox.
It wasn't 48.
No, 48 was – so 49 was the Patriots. Yeah. 48 was Seahawks.
Oh,
and that was the year before. That was 47.
Was that Seahawks, Broncos, and Broncos lit them up? Or the other way around?
The other
way around,
yeah.
That
Broncos.
Was great. Yeah, that was the year that the Patriots lost to the Broncos, and then the Seahawks lit up the Broncos. So, yeah, like Super Bowl 51, a lot of people have already talked about the game, broken it down. It's been a while since the game happened, so I think that was just overall a great year of NFL football. I can't wait for next year. There's a lot of preseason baseball stuff. The Celtics, they're in a pinch of a time right now. Big time for them. We know Michael Floyd. He was convicted to
a super DUI or something like
something stupid.
Extreme DUI.
I think we all thought and all knew that the Patriots knew that this was going to happen when they signed him, but they just took him anyways. So yeah, that's not good.
Well, he's only in jail for 120 days, so that's 4 months. The season starts September. It's February, so he'll be out around June. That's when training camp starts.
Did he ever serve a suspension in the league?
No.
No.
So he'll probably be suspended. That's
Yeah.
true. I liked Michael Floyd. I thought he was a good player. But another thing on the Patriots is Jimmy Garoppolo. That's a big thing. Would you trade him?
Yeah.
And what would you want for him? What would you take for him?
A first-round pick, maybe like some sort of like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things we need to fill. Like, I think our defense is going to start to break down.
Well, yeah, because Ron. Okay, let's just go with the free agents. Jabal Sheard, Chris Long, that's on the D line. Alan Branch. So
Yeah.
that's just your D line.
Right.
Then you have Hightower, Collins, and Chandler Jones have already been gone. Obviously, you have Deron Harmon, Logan Ryan.
I mean, if we could get a good secondary,
Yeah.
that would be nice. Would
but-
you?
Oh, I would definitely trade Garoppolo. I say the precedent is set.
Where do you think he'll go if he gets traded?
Your boys.
You really think so, Cleveland?
Either Cleveland, or Chicago. I think that Garoppolo. Here's what I would say. I would go to Cleveland. I'd say you stink. You guys are literally the most garbage franchise in possibly sports. You know this league. You can't win football. I'd go to Hugh Jackson, the coach for the Browns. Say this is your second go around as a head coach. If you lose this job, you're done. There's no third strike for head coaches, especially one who's been as horrible a track record as yours. You have the first and the 12th pick. So you have 2 high first-round picks. To give us the 12th pick, give us a third rounder. You have Jimmy Garoppolo. And if this kid can play, he can save your career.
Yeah, and there's always the possibility that Josh Gordon makes a return.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has opportunity right now. And yeah, definitely that 12th round pick would be great for the Pats because we didn't even have a first rounder last year, right?
And if the Patriots were to get,
So we'd have the 12th and the 30th.
we have the 12th, the 32nd. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 32nd.
Yeah, because it's 32 teams. But you know what Belichick does in the first round? He trades out, and I think that's good because Belichick would probably go and trade that 12th pick, and he'd get like
He'd trade down, but get like another like 4th or 5th rounder.
he'd probably get like a second, a third, and a 4th for it, and then he'd turn that second into a second and a third, like a lower second and a third.
Yeah.
So like we'd probably end up with like 3 second rounders, and then like 3 third rounders, and then like that's what we'd end up with, and that would give us a lot more chances to fill in the secondary because Logan Ryan's going to be getting 10 to 12 million. Hightower we might keep or we might not. Chris Long's probably going to come back on the cheap, and then Sheard might come back on a prove it deal. But
No, yeah, like there's so much up in the air.
exactly, and if you have a lot of quality draft picks,
Well, yeah, what Belichick really does is instead of, an analogy I like to think of is like when you have a higher round pick, you imagine a dartboard. You're standing closer to it. But what Belichick does is he moves farther away from the board, but he gets more darts.
yeah, exactly.
So
That's a good one.
yeah.
That's a good one.
So yeah, that's it for the NFL. You want to talk about the Celtics? No double dribble this week. Sorry.
Per usual.
Especially Brian Coles. I know you're out there, and he took it hard last week. That again, there's no double dribble. Those guys are busy. They're not going to be gone forever. We'll get them back eventually. But yeah,
maybe.
Celtics.
I've come to a realization, and I've had some takes on Isaiah, and I love him. You can't win a championship with Isaiah Thomas. You can't. And I've come to this
What
realization.
if we traded Isaiah Thomas to like the Cavaliers?
Yeah. Well, the Cavaliers already have a franchise point guard.
Okay, all right. So that's what you mean.
But, okay.
The Celtics can't win. Is that what you're saying? The Celtics can't win with Isaiah Thomas? See, I'm not really big into following basketball.
So here's what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
really know what's happening.
Right now, his contract's $6 million. He's not going to be free agent after this year, but after next year. So 2018 he's going to be free agent after the 2018 season. The way I look at it is, Isaiah Thomas has proved everyone wrong. He's been playing phenomenally. He's going to finish top 5 in the MVP voting. Is he a top 5 player in the league? No, but this season, what he's done for his team, he's top 5 in MVP voting. All right, fine. His height, people say, well, he's proven everyone wrong. He can play at his height. Yes and no. Because offensively, he's found a way. But defensively, he just can't do it. He's not, they say list him at 5'9", closer to 5'7.5", 5'8". I'm 5'10". I have about 2.5, 3 inches on him. So I've met him, and I have a picture next to him, and I have about 2, 3 inches on him. But that's besides the point. So he's figured out a way to do it offensively, but defensively, when the average point guard
Is he the shortest point guard in the league?
I think he's the shortest player right now.
Okay. All right, Isaiah.
Earl Boykins retired. He was 5'5". But yeah, so you look at that. Nate Robinson's gone too. But you look at it, and when the league's just getting longer and longer and more athletic, where the average point guard is now 6'3", some of them are even 6'5". That's a 8-inch height difference. So that's like putting your average shooting guard on your average center. That's how you have to look at it. And he's bad on defense, and it's not his fault. It's not like James Harden or Carmelo Anthony, who just have no interest in defense. He physically can't do it because in basketball, when you are at that much of a height disadvantage,
you can't make blocks. Yeah.
And so he's a complete liability on defense.
You can't get boards. Yeah. You're right.
And then you look at him on offense. He's a good shooter, but he's not a great shooter. Isaiah is a volume scorer. And the problem with that is, in order for Isaiah to be successful like he is right now, he's averaging almost 30 points a game. He needs to be treated offensively like a superstar. So let's say you bring in a guy like a Paul George or Jimmy Butler, or even this summer and the greatness of Kevin Durant, which obviously went to the Golden State. But if you look at that, if you have Isaiah Thomas, he needs to be shooting. He needs to be taking as many shots as like LeBron James or a Kevin Durant or these high superstars. Because he's shooting a pretty high percentage this year, but he can't be a complementary piece. So with Isaiah, it's either all or nothing. And you can be a decent team. You can be what the Celtics are now with Isaiah as your best player. But if you want to take that next level, it would be a disservice to Isaiah because the only thing that he's elite at is scoring and having the ball at his hands at all times. But you can't win if he's very good at it, but you can't win a championship with him having the ball at all times. And right now, it's not a problem because he's making $6 million a year. But in 2 years, when he's going to be making 28, 29, possibly $30 million a year, that's eating up your cap space because Al Horford's getting paid $28 million a year. Al Horford is a solid player, but he's kind of been underwhelming in the past few months for me. So you're overpaying Horford, who in reality in this NBA is probably a $22, $23 million player. So you're giving him $7 million extra than he deserves. But you're going to give Isaiah more than that. So then you have that tied up. And you have Avery Bradley, who in this NBA is going to get $25 million a year. You have to make decisions. You have these picks, which are a godsend. So
get DeMarcus Cousins.
Yes, get DeMarcus Cousins. Please, 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 please. That just got me so excited. But the thing is
that what the end point of this
no, I wasn't even going with
monologue is? Oh, okay.
But the thing is, I just don't know what Isaiah's value is.
You know, you really do like guys who have the last name Cousins.
Oh, I know. Kirk Cousins, Boogie Cousins. Yeah. Just something for me.
Anyone with a Cousins you are a fan of. Anyways.
But the thing with Isaiah is I don't know what we could get for him. Because Isaiah, and basically what I'm saying proves it. It's like Isaiah would not have the same value on any other team as what he does to the Celtics.
I was going to say, he's got much more value in some systems than he does in others.
Exactly.
In a system like ours where we need him to hold the ball for as much as he does and score.
The thing is, his contract is so good for the next year and a half. Same with Avery Bradley, $8 million. He was making $8 million. Yeah. They're both making 1/4. Well, Bradley's making 1/3, and Isaiah's making 1/4 or 1/5 even of what he's going to make on the open market. So for the next year and a half, you have them at great value. We're not going to trade them. We might trade Bradley. Bradley to me is a must trade. He's been hurt, which kind of hurt his value, but he's having a career year, breakout year in all facets. He's averaging 17, 18 points, 7, 8 rebounds, elite all-NBA defender. I would try to trade him in a trade for Jimmy Butler. And did you see the foul call that they called on Marcus Smart against Jimmy Butler?
I wasn't watching. Was that against the Bulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch
Celtics up 1 point, 1 second left. Jimmy Butler takes a shot.
No, I heard a lot about it.
Yeah, most bogus call I've ever seen. But that, who that speaks volumes about to me is Jimmy Butler. Because in the NBA, only stars get that call. If Bobby Portis or Jerrion Grant or any other scrub you can name on the Bulls took that shot, misses it, game over, whatever. But Jimmy Butler getting that call proves to me is that in the eyes of the league, in the eyes of referees, he's now pushed his way into the upper echelon. Because those are calls usually only LeBron gets, only Steph Curry gets, only those top level players. So now that says, Jimmy Butler, he can really do a lot. So I would try to push for Jimmy Butler. With Isaiah, I don't know. It's really tough because I don't want to give him $30 million Because right now we look at it, and the Celtics are in a great spot because we have the most financial flexibility, and we have we're guaranteed to be top 4 picks because of the way the lottery works, but we can go no lower than the 4th. So we're in a great situation. But come 2018, that's all gone because we have after June of 2018, Isaiah's a free agent. He's going to get a $20 million increase in salary.
We don't have this magical Brooklyn swap anymore.
The Brooklyn picks are gone in 2 years, in a year. So basically, in 16 months, that's when everything's going to have to be made because
we're going to have to be solidified.
Because we're not going to have the financial
Right.
flexibility because Isaiah is not going to be making. We're not going to have Isaiah on the best contract in basketball. Same with Avery Bradley.
Yeah.
So those guys aren't going to be making less than $10 million when they should be making 25. We're not going to have 2 high picks. Horford's going to be 32 or 33. So you're going to have. So everything's going to come to a head. So pretty much you're going to have to decide what are we going to do, and it's going to be interesting.
I don't know what they should do. I mean.
Honestly, the way I look at it is this season.
You know who would know? Is Adam Liu.
Adonis.
Adonis would know. He would know what to do.
He got a haircut and he just looks so handsome. So now we call him Adonis.
He would know what to do. Unfortunately, he's not here.
He's just too blinded by the green. No, honestly, what I would do for this year, unless you can bring in a transformational player, okay, here's the thing. For Jimmy Butler, unless you're getting Anthony Davis, who I don't even know if he's available. He's one of the best players in the league. He's 23 years old. I'm not trading both Brooklyn picks. So for a Jimmy Butler, Paul George, that type of player, I'm only trading one of the Brooklyn picks. And then you can have Jaylen Brown or Avery Bradley. But that aside, I'd add a rim protector, Andrew Bogut, Nerlens Noel, something like that. Something that won't cost us any of our future assets. Something that might cost us a late first rounder, a guy like a Terry Rozier or whatever. Something that won't kill us. And try to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals this year, whatever. Or I'd try to make the big trade. But after that, do I dare say we consider tanking? Because tanking this year, I mean, this sounds crazy because we have the second best record in the Eastern Conference. But we can't win a championship. So, I don't know. Do you trade Isaiah for another pick? Do you try to swindle another team? Do you say, like...
that's an interesting notion that... When you have super teams, you're in a league with super teams that are guaranteed to make conference finals or the finals.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when every other team tries to tank?
Well,
because it's like they're all trying to get number 1 picks, and there's the whole lottery thing and all that. But because they want to be able to take a stab at the conference finals, beat a super team, upset a super team,
I mean,
or become one.
The Celtics are swapping picks anyway, so it doesn't matter for them. And I mean. We're looking good, but the fact that Kevin Durant went to the Warriors just ruined it all, because they were already one of the best teams and they would have already been a title favorite, or at least in the top 2. But then you had the second best player in the world going to that team. Or if he went to the Celtics.
Wait, so is their record this year impressive as it was?
No.
So are they just not?
They have as many losses already as they did all of last year.
But they don't. But wasn't that only 4 or 5?
They had 9 losses. They went 73-9,
and
which is the record for most wins in the season.
Now, yeah, that's stupid. But do they just know going into this year we're not going to worry about?
Yeah, they're not worried about breaking the record. They're worried about winning the finals. So they might give Steph Curry and Durant the night off. I mean, in the NBA, if you win over 60 games, that is very impressive.
I know.
So and
because that's 18 losses.
22, 60 and 22.
How many games? Is
82.
82. Yeah.
So that's still very impressive, and they're focused on the finals. So they're going to win above 60 games. They're probably going. They might win 70.
They might know who are not going to win 60 games?
The Brooklyn Nets.
The Boston Bruins.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna
do something for the unprecedented.
Not today, because we don't have our expert, and it would be a disservice to not have our expert here for this. Yeah. But we're gonna start talking about the fourth and final big branch of our territory, which is the Boston Bruins, and there's been a lot of buzz going around. They fired the coach he's been a coach for a long time, and I've gotten into some pretty intense debates on whether that was the right thing to do or not. So expect us to be covering the Bruins more in depth in the future. Pat Donnelly will be joining us. He's our Bruins writer, so that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. So,
but they're struggling.
They are.
They're struggling. Is there any baseball?
Well,
things you
baseball
wanna-
season starting up.
Spring training.
Pablo, I don't know. I'm expecting. I think that he'll show up, and I think he'll do a serviceable job.
Just give the guy a chance.
You're paying him $19 million, so I don't know. I'd love David Ortiz to come out of retirement. The offense scares me. As crazy as that sounds, I don't trust Jackie Bradley Jr. to do what he did last year. I don't trust Sandy Leon to do what he did last year. You're losing 37 home runs, 128 RBIs, OPS over 1,000. You're losing that. You're losing the guy who was statistically
somebody
the best
needs
hitter.
to step up. I'm hoping it's someone like Benintendi.
That's true. A full season of Benintendi is huge because I think that he's obviously not going to have the power of Ortiz, but when it comes to batting average, stealing bases, I think that he's a big get.
Yep.
Mookie Betts, I'm not saying that he's bad. He's a great player. Do I trust him to hit 320?
The way he used to last year.
I mean, he's probably going to hit 25 and bat 290.
No, it's like a
which is
tipping
great.
scale. The offensive side starts to dip, but the pitching side starts to come up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it should be a great season. I think they're supposed to have the highest odds for the series. Is that true?
Yeah, they it's between them and the Indians to make it to the World Series.
Wow.
So in the American, so you're happy either way.
Yeah, I am.
So in the American League, it's kind of like, not to equate to basketball, so in the NBA it's either going to be Cleveland or Golden State. For the American League, it's going to be either Boston or Cleveland unless someone upsets them. That's the way it's kind of looking right now. The Blue Jays could make it interesting. I think the Yankees in a few years will be excellent. And you know what the thing about the Yankees is? By the year 2019, they're going to be the best team in baseball as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because they have one of the best farm systems.
We don't.
Not anymore. Oh, I hate Dave Dombrowski. But just to
That's something they should try to. That should be at the forefront right now. Is just
rebuild the farm
is
system.
just building that farm system up right
But
now.
the thing is,
Because they've stacked up their rotation. They've done what they can.
But the thing with the Yankees is they're still the Yankees. They still have the most money to spend. By 2019, if I'm not mistaken, or at least by the end of the 2019 season, Ellsbury, that's $22 million off the books. Teixeira came off the books this past season at $22.5 million. Sabathia, I think, is $24 million. He's coming off. A-Rod at $27.5 is off.
Wow.
Tanaka at above 20 is off. They traded McCann. That was like 16.
Are these all guys that don't play baseball anymore?
Well, Rodriguez doesn't. Teixeira doesn't. Sabathia still does, but he sucks. Ellsbury's a shell of his former self. He's nothing.
He plays?
Yeah.
Where?
The Yankees.
He's on the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Tanaka, he's still good, but he'll be older, and that'll be off the books.
The
Beltran,
more you know, right?
Beltran is off the books. They traded Andrew Miller, although that was $9 million, which is chump change for the Yankees.
Andrew Miller.
That's still money off the books for them. So if you look at them, they have a lot of money to spend. They have the money.
Oh, they will.
And they have the farm system.
They'll spend it.
So they could legitimately trade for Mike Trout. They could sign Bryce Harper. They could sign Manny Machado. God rest his soul, Jose Fernandez. If he was still alive, they could have signed Jose Fernandez. And they have Gleyber Torres, the number 3 prospect in baseball. They have Greg Bird, who I'm just going to give a little plug because pretty soon, within the next, month or so, I'll be helping all you guys out for who play fantasy baseball and giving you my cheat sheet to win your league.
He did go 21-0 last year.
Yeah.
Not to brag.
Not to brag. Well, you bragged for me, so I appreciate that.
You got to do what you can.
Yeah.
No, that's going to be cool.
So that team's going to be stacked. But for 2017, no reason why the Red Sox should not at least play
in terms of fantasy, is there like a league size limit?
I think it's 16.
16?
It might be 20, actually.
If it's 20, maybe we could get a game time writer and podcast host league going, and we could kind of give updates for it on the show. Like, who's doing what's working out.
Actually, I don't know who would join.
And then the spins tips. Just Joe. Fantasy sessions. So it's all in the works, everyone.
We have some turnover at the staff.
Yeah, things are kind of shifting as people move on in their lives to do other stuff, but there's no bad intentions here and there. We're all happy. So,
but you know who's dedicated to the
Joe? Is there anything else you want to bring up? We've been chit chatting.
Darrelle Revis.
That guy.
He was my favorite player other than Tom Brady for a long time. I loved him. Other than quarterback, I think cornerback, a great cover corner, and I think Revis really was the last great cover corner. It's the most important position in football. He I think, was one of the main reasons we won a championship 2 years ago. So I love Darrelle Revis. I was on the verge of tears when he left, but Belichick made the right move. I'm holding out hope that maybe he really was the victim. Maybe the Jets let him go and the Patriots can bring him back for cheap money. But knowing Revis, from what I heard was when he signed the deal, is he's all about his money, and he has a lot of pride. So when he said he wanted to make a lot of money, and he didn't want to take a pay cut, not only did he not want to take the pay cut because he didn't want to take less money, but he wanted the honor of being like one of the highest paid corners to validate that he was the best corner. So I think that he might just retire.
He obviously doesn't care about winning championships at this point.
I think he wanted the one, and I think that's why he took. I think that's why he took, because he probably could have gotten paid $16 million a year. He took $12 million for 1 year with the Patriots. And I think he wants to get the one out of the way. But
and then just be known as the highest paid corner in the
yeah.
league. All right, I think that should wrap us up fine for today. I'd like to say thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Have a good one.